Here we are with another Facebook Live, March 3rd, 2023, I believe. And sounds okay, it seems. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Life is beautiful in the middle of so much that's happening. We have to stay focused on the beauty. Always know, keeping in tune with everything going on, but we want to put all our focus on all the beauty and on this beautiful Mother Earth planet, so that we can stay sane. So let's see if anything's happening today. Computer's going cuckoo again. What do we want to talk about today? I don't know. If we're not living it and loving it, what are we doing? If we're not in control of our own emotions, what are we doing? These are answers only you can answer yourself. We're not controlling our emotions. Who is controlling them? And if anybody doubts that mind control is effective, then they haven't been paying attention what's been going on, especially the last 3 years. Mind control is very effective, and powers that were have been masters at it for thousands of years. And how do we see through all this caca? Fasting lifestyle. Spiritual solution for all physical problems, challenges, etc., etc. We always go to the spirit, and we will see that we will find our answers for ourselves. In these, great turbulent times, there's greedy corporations taking advantage of the situations. I just read a short article about Loblaws Corp making massive record profits in the last year like never before. And the food banks in Canada have been busiest they've ever been in the history of Canada, in this country they call Canada. So how can a fasting lifestyle help? Lifestyle less is more can help everyone. We started consuming 50% less food. Just imagine, everybody cuts their food consumption to 50%. That would cut the greedy corporate profits 50% immediately. And we would save 50%. of our hard-earned fiction currency, and we would save who knows how many percentages of our health. Could be in the hundreds or thousands of percent, depending, on many infinite variances. Excuse me. So there's many things that we can do. Connecting to our spirit's going to help in all situations. Spiritual solution for all physical challenges. Fasting brings clarity. Fasting brings pain. And through the pain, we find our avenue to healing. Pain is the gateway to healing. When we start a fasting lifestyle with clean, minimal eating, guess what happens? All the challenges, all the obstructions, they'll come to the surface with a big bang in some cases. And we need to be emotionally ready to allow the process to take place with total faith in our Creator and our soul, that it's perfect design, no ifs, ands, or buts, and allow that process, embrace that process, praise that process for whatever comes our way, because we know without doubt the Creator designed this physicality perfect. The only thing that is in the way is mankind's mind, the Luciferic intellect. It's the only thing that's in the way. Billions of opinions as to how this physicality operates, and they're all incorrect and they're all correct. They only have a very, very small viewing window of what's going on. And if they're focused always on matter, how can you get the actual picture of what's happening? Because there's infinite possibilities, infinite reactions, cause and effect reactions, infinite. How can we figure that out? Unless we are connected to the Almighty, All One, All Knowing, All Knowledge. If we're not connected, and we think that we're going to be able to figure it out through the Luciferic intellect, the Mammon mind, we got another thing coming. That's why we're in the situation we are in now on this planet. So much destruction and pillaging. But we can turn it around. Never too late to turn it all around and watch what happens. Let's give Mother Earth a fast and watch what happens. It's that simple. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. If we have an area, for example, the ocean full of mankind's garbage, if we assist in cleaning that up in minimal impact way, not going out with a ship that pollutes more than a car would in a year in 1 hour. We need to find sustainable ways with sustainable technologies that are based on principles of the divine creator, principles of the universe, principles of nature. They're out there. They've been suppressed for a long time. And if we can connect into that knowledge, look out. Look out. There's ways to neutralize all these catastrophes that man creates, spillage, chemicals and radiation, and you name it, and heavy metals, and all kinds of nasty stuff. There's a solution for all this stuff. It's being suppressed. For what reason? You're going to have to figure that out and do your research. Fasting will bring you clarity. It will allow you to see things in different light. And it will bring more peace within your being. It'll make you feel more content with where you're at, not looking in continual upward spiral to confusion. That's what we're seeing for the most part in mankind, is continual upward spiral into oblivion and not knowing if we're coming or going. Stacy, so true. Yeah. So how do we connect? Well, if we start a fasting lifestyle, we're going to see a lot of changes happen. And we're not going to be able to understand a lot of what's happening, because if we've never fasted before, how can we? And if we have limited fasting experiences, same thing. But once we make it a lifestyle and continuously embrace our fast over and over, and we learn how to fast properly and how to break fast properly, which is utmost important, the breaking the fast, which most of us have failed in breaking our fast, and it's a very, very delicate place that you don't want to be letting your emotions control you. You want to be able to control your emotions when you break your fast, because they're going to come to the surface with a vengeance. When you put that first morsel of food, first bite, could be in the first, could be in the second day, third day, in the first few days when we start consuming food, all hell can break loose. And we need to be in control of our emotions. We must be in control. So by doing our homework, listening to people, what they've gone through, over and over and over again, we need to choose if we want to live a fasting lifestyle. We need to learn how to live it and love it. But we need to choose that lifestyle. Every morning when we wake up, we put our feet on the floor or the ground, and we have to make that decision. And if it's an eating day, we're still living a fasting lifestyle, because for the most of us are going to continuously eat, and that's fine. because we've been, indoctrinated and programmed heavily that we need physical food. Where, when you're living a fasting lifestyle for decades, all the evidence that food gives you energy is a complete lie. It's a complete opposite. Food robs us of energy. So that's why we want to focus on clean, minimal eating and choose the least obstructive foods so that we don't get bombarded and overly obstructed. Because once we obstruct ourselves, we got to continuously do the work over and over to de-obstruct. It's easier to live preventatively than trying to clean up after we've plugged up for decades. So, let's be wise in all the choices we make as best we possibly can. We're going to fall off here and there. And when we fall off, we can make better choices. Instead of running out and grabbing a pizza and a steak, we can do some baked squashes, with some celery. It's going to, to break a fast with that would be very heavy compared to just fresh ripe fruit, like watermelon or whatever melon, or some mangoes or some grapes, some citrus. So many beautiful fruits out there. It's just awesome. We have so much choice. For the time being, as long as we can continuously have access to beautiful fruit, let's take advantage of it when we choose to eat. The Luciferianism has become very, very popular, especially in the last few years. How can we equate killing and healing in the same sentence? How can we equate that? This is why when we look at fruit karmically, we see the absolute least karma, negative karma, when consuming fruit over all other foods, especially if we replant the seeds. The soul of the plant are the seeds. So if we replant them, we're in a very positive position versus taking the life of our animal friends or taking lives of the plant kingdom. One plant can have hundreds or thousands of souls that we affect once we consume that plant. Though the plants knowingly have come into this realm to help mankind. So they know their purpose is to help, mankind, and they know they're going to be consumed. So what can we do to ease all that for plants? Well, say a little prayer before we consume any plants. Scientists have done tests, and if no prayers were done, the plants just went berserk. If prayers were done, the plants were much more calm and at ease when they were being consumed or being taken from their place of growth. You know, just the thought of the plant being consumed, the plants went berserk. So what does that show you? To show you is that shows us that plants are connected in the fields way more so than we are, and they can read all our fields, all our thoughts. How's that? We have that capability as well, but we've been, you know, taken so far away from that connection, that knowledge through doctrination and programming that we don't feel anything anymore. We're in a numbed out state. So fasting lifestyle will open up those blocked channels again. Slowly but surely, these channels will start to flow, and we will start to reconnect with these senses that we all have the capability of connecting with, but because of the lifestyles we choose, and you know, these things will become all blocked. So let's open up ourselves to this the divine creator. It's the wonderful plasma love always flowing, as we say in this realm. That's the love from the creator, continuously giving, continuously creating, continuously. It doesn't stop. You see it all around us all the time. You know, just bring in some fruit in the house and you see fruit flies popping up. It's continuously creating, doesn't stop. It's all around us. You know, we have some, I don't know if they're fruit flies or some non-biting gnats that we got in the home that we haven't been able to get rid of them since the summer. It's all over the place. Yeah. Had to get a zapper, so it's calmed down quite a bit now. But, yeah. So every zap is a negative karma point for myself. I don't know what else, you know, we can do out there. You know, we can continuously go for the addition lifestyle and fall into the realm of, yeah, well, maybe I need this and I need that, and this and that's going to help me, and fall prey into that trap, as most of us have, continuously needing something because we're lacking. Whereas the divine creator created so much abundance, infinite abundance, that we can never, ever be lacking in anything. But science has, and you know, mankind and powers that were continuously are convincing us through mass programming that we are lacking. We are lacking in this, that, and the other thing. When in fact, we're in infinite abundance in every which way. But our belief system has to catch up to that. And it's very difficult. For example, somebody that's in a poverty state and doesn't have anything to eat, and they can't see anything but lack. So how do you turn that around? Well, even in that state, fasting lifestyle will help bring clarity and strength. Is it going to be easy? It's never easy. Process is simple, but it's never easy. Cut down 50% of our food intake. It's not hard to do. Some people are eating, you know, 2, 3, 4 meals a day. Some people more. some bodybuilders doing like 6 meals a day, and some insane, crazy calorie consuming belief. And how many of them have their kidneys failing? Huge number. Just have a look. Destroy your bowels, destroy your kidneys. Over-consuming food generally, and over-consuming all the high proteins and fats. Corey, hi Luigi, would you share your insight on properly doing a parasite cleanse? I have a bunch of herbs on hand to use. And Corey, we master fast. It takes care of everything. We have herbal tinctures for parasites in the it starts in the Super 6, the Divine 9, and the Last Supper 12 have a parasite formula. The Star Formation 4 does not. It's only because it's only for basic. So you're getting the parasite formula, but the whole thing that what we see out there is to kill everything, right? We want to get rid of all these parasites. We want to kill them all. And from our experience, is that's not how we should be looking at things. We look at things through the change the environments, change your external environments, change your internal environments, and then the parasites do not have any purpose to be in our physicality. There's physical parasites, there's mental and emotional parasites. So we need to change the environments so they're not in a state where parasites need to be. The only reason we have parasites is because the state of our physical, mental, and emotions is in a place where parasites need to be, because they're designed for specific things, to do specific things. They know nothing else but what they're designed to do. And they will be attracted to the terrain that they have to clean up. And that's it. So if that terrain was not in that state for them to be there, they wouldn't be there. And if we're in that state and we start changing the terrain, and internal, external, we start changing, we start cleaning, guess what? They're going to leave. And they're not going to come back. If you do it the parasite cleanse way, where you're using all kinds of herbs to kill, all kinds of electronic devices to kill, and whatever else, they will be back. Yeah, if you build it, it will come. Yep, they will. Yep, they'll be back. So I don't put any focus on parasite cleanses. We use parasite herbs, yes, because some people are so overwhelmed by parasites. We need to help move some of them out, and parasite herbs will help deter them as we're moving in the direction of changing our terrains, because sometimes we can be in such an overwhelmed state that the parasites are taking over because they think we're a corpse. We're in such a putrid state, they actually think we are a corpse, and that's why they're there, to bring these flesh back to where it came from. That's what their purpose is, right? To clean it all up, put it back where it came from. They use maggots to clean up rotted flesh because they won't touch the good flesh. They'll only eat the rotted flesh. So just think of that. The terrain is key, Corey. Focus on changing your terrain. Living and loving a master fasting lifestyle with clean, minimal eating is how we can make it so they don't have any more purpose to stick around, and there's nothing attracting them back. That's where we want to be. So if you have parasite herbs, we can use them. I wouldn't waste them. You can use them. You can put, I don't know if you have loose cut herbs or whatever, you can put some in your tea. On your eating days, you can take some internally. But we suggest living and loving one of the levels as a lifestyle, and use the Master Fast hybrid on your eating days, because we highly recommend people choose the, start on maybe level 2. Most people can do level 2, and then slowly move up 3, 4. Getting up to 4 is where you're going to see 3 to 4. 4, more than halfway, is where you're going to start to see a lot more things happen, and master, fasting and breaking the fast over and over and over again. So that's what we would highly recommend. Hi, Barbara. One person believed that if we have parasites to deal with, autoimmune problems disappear. You mean if we get rid of the parasites, you're autoimmune? There's no such thing as autoimmune. They put that name when they don't know what's happening. They don't understand, so they say it's autoimmune. We call it obstructed body, mind, and emotions, and physical body cannot function properly. It's overwhelmed by parasites and putrid matter. The putrid matter attracts the parasites, and how can it function when you have all your GI tract, which is a plasma vacuum tube, needs to be in a beautiful, pristine state so the fields can interact properly. But we have it all full of, about a 5-gallon pail of caca. So how do you expect any fields to get through the caca without being corrupted? So we are in a severe imbalanced state, as Rana just put, severe imbalanced state. So we need to move in the direction of balance by cleaning out the caca automatically through our inherent design, through a fasting lifestyle. The body moves in the direction of balance. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to know who, what, where, when, why, how. It just happens plasmatically, beautifully, because the divine creator created us with that inherent design to heal. And just a beautiful thing when we see it happening. We just have to build our trust, our faith in our divine creator, because the only reason that we don't move in the direction of a fasting lifestyle is we don't have the faith in the creator that he created. Our physicality is perfect and capable of healing itself, and we don't believe in that there's a creator that actually did that. We just don't believe it, and because if we did, what's stopping us? Nothing's going to stop us. If we believe that, nothing will stop us. Thanks, Corey. I have herbal tinctures. I've been slowly trying to clean out my body on fruits before I get into fasting. But I've been getting lots of mind controlling, like cravings. Oh, yeah. Emotions, you're letting them control you. I feel like it's parasite, yeast, fungus. I appreciate you sharing your wisdom. It's all the above, Corey. Parasites, yeast, fungus, putrid, caca. All the above in physical, mental, and emotions. And that's why all these cravings come. And that's why we use arsenal of, the herbs, plasma pudding, the juice, the breath work, the dry fasting, the washing the colon. We're doing all this stuff because mankind is in such a imbalanced state. We need help. We need help. I feel sorry for the poor souls who go do these water fasts. It's really, really hard on the system. Stacy, ozone, oxygen therapy, and colonics. Yeah, we love ozone. You can do many, many different forms of ozone. Be careful if you haven't, done ozone anymore at all. Breathing it in can be challenging for people. For myself, I can take in large amounts of ozone, breathing it in, no problem, because I've been working with ozone for so long. But yeah, you can do ozone. You can do ozone. You can put ozone in the water for your colonics or your enemas. You can do ozone baths. Steam baths. You do a steam bath. It opens up the pores, and you have ozone pumping into there. Well, so it's being taken in through the skin because ozone crosses. There's nothing. Ozone does not penetrate. It goes right through the fields and interacts with our physical body and helps clean up and oxidize. You can do ozone urine sulfations, they call it, anal or vaginal for women. Vaginal is really superior because it goes into the whole womb, and you can learn how to do that. But you can use it for, of course, washing your fruits and veggies. I should have posted that. There's a video showing how horribly they treat our food supply. And a full moon is around the corner on Tuesday. Oh yeah, when the full moon comes around, much more challenges as far as cravings and so on and so forth, and activity of parasites. So we have to be prepared for those days. And the best thing is to keep busy, keep moving, stay connected with nature, and maybe go do your dry fast on the full moons. A lot of people are doing that, and that's much more intense. This is what you said, Gino. I did a 5 pass today. Do you recommend any special ozone machine for home use? A 5 pass of what? Ozone and sulfation. I can't pronounce that word. Insufflation. What do you mean, Stacy? By 5 pass? I wouldn't go for many really crazy expensive machines. Oh, blood infused with ozone. Okay. And then they injected it back into you. Yeah, that's another way, but unless you're can do needles yourself, and you need to be somebody else has to be doing that for us. But yeah, it's there's so many things you can do with ozone. Um, really, really helpful. They infused my blood 5 separate times in one appointment, and then injected it back. Yeah, yeah, it's very effective. But remember, how much we we love ozone. We love all the beautiful properties it has because it's in a plasmatic state. But to get to the spirit of things, to get to the spirit of the cellular level, the spirit of the cells, the spirit of our being, fasting. I haven't seen anything come close to fasting. You know, so use the ozone. We love ozone. We use it to wash our clothes. We wash our fruits and veggies. Purifies the air. We purify. We ozonate our mattresses on our bed. Steamed saunas, and I haven't injected it myself. Haven't tried that, but body bags. If you get a little setup to do ozone at home, you can do body bags by just getting big garbage bags up to your neck, and first taking a nice hot shower so your pores are open. Dry yourself off, not too much, leave yourself a little bit damp, and then you ozonate your body for an hour. So you can easily do that at home, and it's very effective. The infusing the blood, I don't think is cheap. These people charge crazy amounts of money for this stuff. I would like to know how much you pay for one session. That would be interesting. But you can do body bags every day, Stacy, if you have the equipment. You need a half decent ozone generator, and you'll need an oxygen tank. I just get myself an oxygen tank from Welder Supply. I don't buy medical grade oxygen, and that works great. So you need an ozone generator that you can put oxygen into. Some will call it a medical ozone device. You can find, half decent ones. I don't, we have the one that we have on our website. It's a very inexpensive Chinese model. You could hook up oxygen to it. I haven't actually tried on that one because I do have what they call a medical type. About years ago. But I also have another one that wasn't oxygen ready, and I just converted it, opening it up, and where the pump goes into the chamber, I just put a hose going outside of the unit, and that's where you hook up the oxygen. He said it would be 500 for a 5-pass. I actually thought he meant for 5 separate sessions. I obviously misunderstood. 500 for 5-pass. Wow. It costs a fraction of pennies to make ozone. Let's say costs 10 cents to make a needle full of ozone. Because anything medical, they put the prices to oblivion. So I can maybe take a picture of what setup I have. It's very, very simple. With that money, you could have bought yourself pretty much all your equipment you needed. You need a tank, you need a regulator, you need an ozone machine, and then you only have to fill up the oxygen tank, which would probably last you, if you're doing it depending on the size of the tank, right, it would last you probably a month or more, to fill up a tank, depending on the size, 20-30 bucks, and that's it. And you have it for life, and you can use it for all the things we suggested. Vaginal insufflations could be something you want to look into. That would be something other than doing a body bag. It's a little more simple. You just need the proper tubes that are ozone safe, because ozone eats everything. You don't want to be using materials that ozone eats. Silicone is one thing that you can use, stainless steel, of course, glass. What's the other one? Tyvek, I think, is the other material, doesn't break down. So you have to make sure anything that ozone touches is ozone safe. Like if you're using a lot of ozone in your home, you see my collar, and there's no elastics left. It's just because ozone eats rubber. So I don't have, my older shirts are all like this, even though they're not that old. It's because they've been around ozone. So underwear, shirts, like this, anything with rubber. If you want to keep them, would be best, if you don't want ozone to damage them, it would be best to keep them in Ziploc bags. If you're using a lot of ozone, like if you're doing a body bag every day, maybe you want to be doing it in a room where you don't have your clothes, and a little bit of ventilation outside, so you can have the excess ozone go outside. But yeah, ozone is one little tool. I wouldn't, there's cases that, people getting rid of certain things by just using ozone. Today, we're, just think about it, we have a physicality that's got about a 5-gallon pail of caca, and we're trying to oxidize all that through ozonating ourselves. Good luck. Good luck is what I'm saying. Today we are full of more caca than ever, and things that are unrecognizable by nature or by our inherent design. Yes, ozone will help, but I wouldn't rely on ozone. I would use it as one little tool. And if you love ozone, like I do, I've been using it for, I don't know, it's well over 20 years. So enjoy the ozone. We love it. We love ozone. I just love the smell of fresh air. Stacy, mind you fast, and Herbs is well loving it. Oh, awesome! You're on fast. You're master fasting. Excellent. So just stay focused on moving in the direction of balance. Forget about all those diagnosis caca stuff. Let them all go. They're not yours. Don't hold on to those things. They will take control of you. You don't want to be anywhere in that realm of fictitious diseases. That's what I suggest. Everybody can do whatever they like. I've seen how people allow these fictitious diseases to take control of themselves, and then they're going after addition to solve these fictitious diseases. So, you know, these are only my suggestions of what we do and what we would do. So each one has to make their own choices in life. So I'll see if I can get a picture of my setup. It's very simple. I don't know if I've shared one before. Maybe I'll do a little video just to show. But yeah, you should be able to get a half decent ozone machine, with the quartz chamber for a few $100, and then you just need your tank and your regulator. And you're gonna have to look up the flow rates for whatever you're doing. If you're doing vaginal, or for women, if there's no reason to do anal, just do vaginal. Men have to do anal. And there's different flow rates because you don't want to be blowing yourself up with too much volume of air. So you have to be careful. You have to know the flow rates. And there's websites you can learn all this stuff. There's good websites out there. Yeah, that's quite an expense. My God, $100 for one pass. We're in the money. Yeah. Yeah, I had a dentist I went to that they were doing ozone injections, and I shared that story. I had a tooth that cracked, a filling, old filling, 30-year-old filling cracked. Had to go get it repaired. So they had them ozonate it before. It was in a dry fast. Had the drilling done with no numbing agents, no drugs, and then had them ozonated after. Continued to dry. His tooth was sore for about a day. It was the fastest healing that I've had with work done on my teeth in all the times I've went to a dentist. With all the injections and stuff, you have pain in the teeth. Could be for weeks sometimes. I remember this tooth here. It was, I think, months. It's a big cap that they put in. But yeah, keep living it, keep loving it. Embrace everything, all the challenges that come your way. Use the tools, Stacy. Just use the tools. A lot of tools that we have. Breath work, Buteyko breath work. Make it part of your life. Like the fasting, make the breath work part of your life. Movement, meditation, prayer, make it part of your life. Love it. Learn to love it. If you don't love it, learn to love it. We can learn to love anything. I have no doubt we can learn to love anything. So, that's what I would focus on. But washing the colon, lots of washing. Just keep washing that colon. And the only time we look back is to remember where we came from. We don't want to go back ever where we came from. We want to create ourselves a new life, slowly but surely, making the changes in everything. Changing all our environments slowly but surely, training ourselves for the new environments, because the emotions are going to be the biggest challenge, to learn how to cope with all our new environments and not allowing ourselves to fall back on old ways and make our emotions take control. We don't want to go there. So we got to train ourselves slowly, surely. Doing 108 days. And then what? Then go into shock. Live it, love it, choose one of the levels. 3, 4, get up to at least 4, and train yourself with clean, minimal eating. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be training ourselves to allow ourselves to control the emotions that come up, all the cravings and all the nonsense crap that comes into our mind. We need to control that. Meditation, prayer, breath work, herbs, washing the colon. As emotions start coming up, wash your colon with breath work. Breath work in the colon is the first lines of defense for all challenges that we have through things coming to the surface through fasting, because they're going to come up and they're going to keep coming up over and over and over. We're going to say, when's it going to stop? When it's ready to stop. We don't know when. We need to continue to go down the path and allow the process to unfold, because there's nobody else is going to be able to do it for us. If we're going to rely on ozone taking care of everything, and it may very well, you do these ozone sessions and then you do these tests and they don't see any signs of anything. And then when people get all excited and they go back to their ways, they think it's all gone. Same story happens all over again. So we need to make a lifestyle change if we want to continue moving in the direction of balance. It's an ongoing decision and choice on a daily basis to move in that direction. So embrace it all, and don't let nobody stand in your way. You're going to lose weight. Yeah, we're going to lose waste. We're going to lose tons of waste. So what? It's why we have movement, to build muscle, right? Exercise. Many different forms. If you've never exercised, well, you got to start. And it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. I don't even do 7 days a week all the time. Sometimes I'll do 7 days in the week, but usually I'll have a day or two off here and there, and that's okay. When you're living this lifestyle, you'll notice after a while, after a few years, you won't need to do as much exercises to stay in shape. So all wonderful stuff. I think I got all the questions. So if that's, we're already at an hour. If any last questions, or we'll call it a night, and continuously focusing on living and loving it, continuously focusing on sending all the low field strengths extra plasma love always flowing, continuously sending all these lower field strengths, the ones that you know we don't want to be being around. So let's just give one for Mother Earth, a big huge plat for Mother Earth. That's continuously given us without anything in return. And we'll see you back on the page. See you back on Wednesday, Facebook Live. Ciao for now.